This is your 6-step guide to buying a franchise in 2023. Now, normally, if I'm counting down, I'm counting from the end to the number one. But in this video, it's critically important that we follow these steps in order. So we're gonna start with number one, talking to your spouse. Listen, if you're married, you cannot make this investment without the support of your spouse. Your spouse doesn't necessarily have to be involved in every call that happens, but they do have to know that you're thinking about this. They do have to be on board with investing the money. They do have to be supportive of the idea of having a family business, because investing in a franchise will impact everyone in your family, not just you, even if you're the one that's going to be driving that business day to day. So before you do anything else, talk to your spouse, get their support, and then move on to step number two. Find an experienced franchise consultant. Okay, so this is where I want you to reach out to Kim Daly, because I want to be your daily coach. I have over 20 years of experience in walking thousands of people down this path, and that is no exaggeration. Hundreds to go on to become successful franchise owners. I would love the opportunity to work with you. The next step is for us to assess your finances, because after all, buying a franchise requires money. So how much money can you comfortably afford to put into a business? You don't have to figure this out on your own. I am going to help you because you've just asked me for my expertise. So I'm going to have you fill out a goals and dreams worksheet, and I'm going to have you fill out a very basic questionnaire that will calculate for us your approximate net worth. And then I'm going to help you understand exactly what your money buys with clarity, and what every franchise business costs within ranges. And we're going to take that and we're going to measure that against your net worth, and then also factor in your risk tolerances. All of these things have to jive in order for all of us to feel comfortable that the level of investment we're going to be looking at is something you can comfortably afford. The next thing we're going to do after we've gathered all of this data and I've matched it to my database of top performing franchisors, my 20 years of relationships and experiences with different franchisors, and I've brought to you my top 3 to 5 options that I believe match your goals, your skills, your interests, and your finances, that have open territory where you live, is I'm going to set you up to go on blind dates. Blind dates? Yes! So this whole process of exploring a franchise is very much like a courtship leading to a marriage, where ultimately it's the franchisor's investment to offer to you, right? Because it's their brand. So it's a mutual evaluation process that, when you work with Kim Daly, begins with a blind date. So we're gonna dust off your dating skills. I'm gonna ask you to go on a blind date with your spouse, so that you can be introduced to these 3 to 5 concepts to get a high-level overview of who they are, how they're growing, what their vision is. And then we're going to decide, after you've had a blind date with everybody, which of these feel like the opportunities that you're most interested in pursuing into a 1 to 2 month courtship. Asking questions, talking to the franchisor, learning about tools and training and technology, and then setting out to validate that information with their current franchise owners to see in the real world, how are the people who've already said yes, how are they doing? Are they happy? Knowing what they know now, would they do this again? And all of that research is going to culminate in what's called a Meet the Team Day or a Discovery Day event. This is your opportunity to get face-to-face with your potential partners. It's their opportunity to get face-to-face with you, because as I've already said, this is a mutual evaluation process. They want to make sure that you are a good cultural fit, that you are open and coachable and have a personality that's going to blend well with their family of franchisees. And you want to make sure that everything that you've been learning from home, over the phone, and on Zoom, that it feels true, that it feels good when you're there in their corporate offices, absorbed in their environment, taking in their culture. This is the time for both parties to come together, get face to face, and decide if this really is the opportunity that both of you want to say yes to. And the last thing you're going to do after you've been awarded the opportunity is make a decision as quickly as you comfortably can. If you've worked with Kim Daly, I will have you properly prepared with funding and a review of the franchise disclosure document and as comfortable as anybody is ever going to be with that franchise agreement so that you can feel absolutely confident in your final decision. And this is my 6-step buying guide to investing in a franchise this year. If you are ready to begin this process, then I want you to reach out to me today. And if this video has inspired you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and as always, share the video with somebody who may be in career transition or looking for their next investment.